Holy shit, what a fucking evening. It's a goddamn crazy evening with so much to talk about. And we already got some people in the chat. We got Geek Studios. We got fucking Dat Dude Vince. We got Resonant Justice. We got Ken. We got H Barts. How the fuck's everybody doing? I have so much to talk about tonight, honestly, that I have no idea where to even begin with things. But I'm also joined by someone to help me out with this shit. A very slightly tipsy Lady Hopium.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
what are you talking about?
Yes, you are.
You're lying to people.
Yes, you are.
You're telling them lies about me. Oops.
A 1,000,000%. What's up, Realize? Anna Banana.
Holy fuck. All right, we're here. We're here and we're queer and we're something else.
That doesn't apply to you. You can't appropriate that. It only applies to me.
What?
That's like a term. That's like a net term that only really applies to like non-binary people and gender.
Nah, yo,
right?
Queer is an umbrella term. It means a lot of shit.
Oh,
I'm gay. I'm gay, so that's under the queer umbrella. Also,
wait, lesbians are queers?
Yeah. Also, I'm like a bi-lesbian. Like I'm like a little attracted to some men. So like that makes me not like completely like lesbian. So like I'm like weird. All right. I'm queer. Like
you just blew my fucking mind.
See? Yeah. I'm also demisexual, which also falls under queer.
Lesbians are queer. I didn't fucking know that. Wow. Anyway,
we're all a little queer.
All right. Yeah, that is true. That's the most true statement of all.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. I'll join you tomorrow. Realize has been bickering at me to come on their show, so I'm going to be going on their show very soon.
Yes, Realize TV. I hear that's a dope channel.
Yeah, it's a very dope television channel. So I looked at something on Jimmy Dore's channel because I still haven't swallowed the fucking bullet and unsubscribed from Jimmy Dore for some reason.
I'm still subscribed to him too, but it's mostly so I can see the bad takes he makes, and every once in a while use him for content. Although I haven't done that in a while.
I saw a title from him recently that really interested me because one of the things I like from Jimmy Dore is when he fucking rants about the establishment. Like, sometimes he has some good rants when it comes to, like, ranting about, like, establishment politicians and shit like that.
The establishment sucks, yo.
So I saw this. Obama defends his record as president, and I'm like, wow, did this actually fucking happen? Like, I'm very interested in this. And, well, let's take a look at what it actually is.
Oh, God.
Oh, fucking impersonation stream. It's how is that not clickbait, Jamie? How is that not fucking clickbait?
It's the worst kind of clickbait.
It's just an Obama impersonator. That's not real.
He should have it in the title that it's a fucking prank call.
Yeah, but then he wouldn't get views on this shit. That's how he gets like.
Well,
because I wouldn't have clicked on this if it had that in the title.
He doesn't deserve views on this shit.
But he's gonna get them fucking anyway. It's like no one calls him out on this in the fucking comment section. Let me take a look.
Yeah, that's better. All right. You're good.
Yeah, nobody's calling him out on this shit. Nobody. I do not see a single person in the comment section.
Because they're all sycophants, all right? They're all fucking sycophants in his chat.
Jesus Christ.
It's fucking disgusting.
Anyone can do a bad Obama impression.
Yes, I am President Obama.
That's better.
How's everyone doing? My fellow Americans.
How's everyone
Today we stand here ready to honor our history, the pride of this wonderful country. Yeah, I don't know. Happy Thanksgiving, ladies and gentlemen.
There's something else I wanted to get your opinion on, honestly. I just want to show that off real fast because Jimmy Dore's a shithead and I'm tired.
Oh wait, we don't get to hear more of the shitty impression?
No. You want to listen to that shit, do you?
So you just want, yeah. Well, I mean, it's clickbait. It's bullshit.
Yeah, it's clickbait. Right. That's why I'm not going to give it any more of my time. But anyway, the next thing I want to show is there's been a lot of clickbait headlines going around. A whole ton of clickbait headlines.
I mean, that's the state of news today.
I know, but like, no, it has to do with the Dave Chapelle thing. Netflix suspends trans employee who tweeted about Dave Chappelle's special. Did you hear about
Yeah,
this?
I saw that. I didn't look into it. What's the deal here?
Okay, so would you believe me? Okay, so Netflix did suspend a trans employee who tweeted about the Dave Chappelle special. But here's the catch. It's not because they tweeted about the Dave Chappelle special. It's because of something completely unrelated that they did. Apparently there was like an online meeting that they crashed because quote unquote crashed because they had like the link to it or something, and they got banned because they went into that. That's the alleged reason that it happened. Now, like I don't want to deny the possibility that it could be connected, but I feel like a lot of
that it was
websites.
An excuse. It was an excuse for Netflix to fire him on unrelated, supposedly unrelated grounds. All right, I think this is sus. This is extremely sus. All right, and Netflix should be burned at the stake.
Oh,
okay,
damn.
we should all be boycotting Netflix. End your Netflix subscription. This is the worst thing that has ever happened to anyone ever.
Well, here's one thing I will fucking say about this.
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
One thing that really pisses me off about this in general is just that multiple of these websites, they aren't making it clear that like they're just trying to word the headline in a way that yes, this is technically true, but it's not true in the way that most people would read through the goddamn headline. Like they would think that the reason why they got suspended is because they tweeted about it, because the headline makes it seem like that. But no, it's actually that these two things separately are true, but not necessarily true together. It's bullshit.
I mean, yeah, and honestly, like we don't know if they're connected or not. I mean, they could be, they couldn't be, but like
at this point, it's just a conspiracy theory. They're putting out a fucking conspiracy theory. I'm sorry, but like
there's.
And look, if that's true, if the reason that they got suspended is actually because they put out that comment, that's fucked up. I'm not seeing any evidence to suggest.
I'll be honest, it's entirely possible. I mean,
possible, but like
a lot of times, if an employee doesn't toe the company line, and they won't fire them for that, they'll find another excuse. They'll be like, "Oh, you've made an infraction here, and so yeah, you're a." This is completely unrelated to anything else, of course. You're a wonderful employee.
That is possible, but this is the first time I've ever heard of anything like this happening at Netflix. So if it happens in the future, then yeah, I'll definitely be more skeptical that time around.
I mean,
at this point, I feel like it's just disingenuous for these fucking media websites to go around and like act like this is 100% certain fact. You know what I mean?
I think it's good to give both sides like a fair chance and to like. Acknowledge the validity of both sides of it, but like speaking with any definitive, like you don't know what happened, and anyone claiming that they do for certain,
like this headline claims to, which is
unless this headline, unless the writer of this article has some like secret knowledge, but then they gotta like cite their sources or whatever, if you know something connected to this, if you got, otherwise it's just unsubstantiated.
Yep. And a lot of these articles, which I've read through, are very unsubstantiated. They state a bunch of things which are true, but I've been waiting the whole time. Like, where do I definitively know for a fact that this is actually what fucking happened? And there's just not much to it. Anyway, H-Barge gave $5 for the scooter. It's a bike, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Hells yeah. I kind of want to get a scooter, yo.
Yeah, you should get one, Jamie. It's good for your health.
I was thinking of a bike, but then I was like, actually, I saw someone like riding one of those like electric scooters. I was like, actually, that seems dope too. I considered
getting one of those instead of a bike, but I think a bike is more suitable for me, just how I am personally. But thank you very much, H-Barks. I appreciate that shit. We got peeps hanging out here already. What's the next thing I want to talk about? Oh yeah, more headlines that are basically just fucking clickbait bullshit. I think that's a good fucking segue. Because I'm sure you've heard about this, Jamie. Superman's bisexual. You hear about this?
Yeah.
A lot of headlines are not making that. I picked this headline for a very specific reason, because I'm going to reward them for actually putting in John Kent in the headline, because a lot of these headlines are just being like, DC's Superman comes out as bisexual. That's what a lot of these headlines are. They're misleading people, and a bunch of fucking people think that the original Clark Kent, like Superman, is bisexual, when that's not the fucking case.
Let's be honest. There's nothing in Clark Kent's character that leads you to believe that he couldn't be bisexual.
Sure, but like I appreciate that. Like, here's the thing. This is a really big, an important difference to make, because I appreciate that they went out of their way. This is a very new character. This is a character that's only been around for like the past 5 years. So the fact that they're actually, going out of their way to make a newer character that they're trying to establish bisexual, rather than just make, a character that's been around for years and years bisexual, it feels like it's a more genuine attempt at trying to make a character that bisexuals can relate with. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because like I don't know. I don't feel like I feel like it's just lazy to take a regular character that already existed and just like affix a label to them, unless it makes sense. Unless they're like rebooting the universe, you know what I mean?
It depends if the character has any queer coding like beforehand.
Sure, yeah. In some cases like that, I feel like it can be done in a way that's like not bothersome. But in a lot of ways, I feel like it's just counterproductive to do that, because it's going to turn off a lot of people and make them think it's just going to give like credence to like outraged like culture warriors, basically. And I don't like that shit. This is a good way to do it. I like this. Making a newer character is a good idea.
Another good character I thought was a good example. I don't know if you've seen it, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the character Rosa gets comes out as bi in I think like the 3rd season, and I felt like it was done really well, especially because she's kind of a character that is I think kind of queer coded right from the beginning, so like it makes sense. But like if it's a character that like, I do agree. If they took Clark Kent and made him like, oh yeah, now he's suddenly bi, and we've never seen any sign before that it might have even been possible.
I want to be clear, by the way. I don't even have an issue with that. I don't have an issue with that personally. But here's the thing. I don't think that would be like a good optics thing when it comes to like...
That's the problem. I don't think it would be a problem either. But like it would definitely piss people off, and it would definitely be less likely to land.
And like even though like the writers of this were very smart, and they applied it to a newer character and just decided to do something new in a good and productive way, there are still headlines that are trying to spin it so that people who aren't going to look into it, or who will only look at the headline, will think, oh yeah, Clark Kent, Superman, he's gay now. Like, Jesus Christ.
I'm really sick of the state of like online journalism.
I hate the state of online journalism. It's absolutely fucking shameful.
It's disgusting. Everywhere you look, like Google is constantly like, now they show up in my fucking notification feed. I never asked for that. Every once in a while, I used to go on like the Google app on my phone, and I would scroll through and randomly and see articles, just doom scrolling randomly. And like I'd see the worst like headlines, the worst like most dishonest shit, and now I don't even go to that anymore, and I feel like Google knows that, so it's putting them in my notifications and being like, hey, remember these fucking shitty articles? Yeah, I do remember them. That's why I stopped fucking reading them.
Exactly,
because they're bullshit.
By the way, I did get another $5 from Tony. Here's some dollars for Bike. Thank you very much. I appreciate that shit. ABC News was reporting it to John Yeah, they said Clark Kent. Wow, that doesn't surprise me. I guarantee you that Fox News would go around saying it was Clark Kent too.
Journalism in general is fucking dead.
If Jamie has hopium, what about copium? Fuck that shit.
Why do we need a cope, yo? We need hope.
Yeah,
look, too much hopium does turn into copium. That's why you gotta use a moderate amount of hopium. You can't overdose on that shit. But hope is important.
I want full new characters. I'd love to see full new characters too.
I mean, sure.
Just
look,
like Batman and Superman.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a issue with that, which is that new characters don't fucking sell. New franchises don't fucking sell. It is really fucking hard.
Well, it's because like the franchises that are so big are too fucking big. That's the problem. It's not. That's the only reason why smaller shit doesn't sell, because what's big is too fucking big.
I do think there should be less focus on these giant fucking franchises, and they should like.
I agree.
Tone their shit down a little, or like because Superman isn't special anymore.
It's not even about fucking like that's the thing. It's not even about Marvel and DC anymore. It's about like Spider-Man and Batman. Like it's about like the big fucking characters in those franchises. Even
I mean, none of these characters are special anymore. We used to get one of those movies like every 10 years or so, or like a trilogy of movies every once in a while. Now it's like constantly. These universes are ongoing, and no other franchises get a chance.
There's another weird thing that they did here, by the way, where like a bunch of fucking This one's fairly tame in comparison, like the other like headlines. But a bunch of headlines were going around saying Tim Drake is bisexual, when really that was an alternate version of the character in like a different spin on like the whole universe that was confirmed as bisexual. The main Tim Drake, as far as we know, it isn't. And
I mean,
like,
he could be.
You
know what?
But like
people.
Like that, like I just hate the fucking misleading headlines. They're just trying to do whatever they can to get people outraged and pissed off about shit.
People are too sensitive about this shit. All right,
Know
what? I think we're all a little bit bi. I think sexuality is a fluid thing. It's a complex thing, and it's not something that can be put into boxes so simple as like straight, gay, or bi, as if there's only like 3 options. Okay,
no, I agree with that. 100%. Snyder Cut copium, as Matt says. I mean, yeah, like there's a lot of look. I love the fucking Snyder Cut, but like I'm pretty sure that's all we're gonna fucking get, and that's all. I'll leave it at that. Like
I still haven't seen it.
You should.
I haven't even
really good. Like,
I haven't seen the Justice League movie in like the original.
Oh, don't see that. That thing's fucking shit. Like the Joss Whedon version's.
So is it worth just watching the Snyder Cut?
Yeah, it's a good fucking movie. It's a really good movie.
I'll check it out.
It's quite long, so we'll like maybe like watch it like a couple parts at a time, because like it's broken up into like chapters, so you can watch it like a limited series and watch.
Do I have to have watched all the other fucking DC movies?
I mean, like you only really have to have watched Man of Steel and Batman v Superman to get all the
Batman v Superman. That's the one it's fucking taking its continuity from, the one everyone wants to forget.
Well, DC is basically like framing it as a trilogy, because these are the 3 films that were directed by Zack Snyder. Man of Steel was directed by Zack Snyder. Batman. I
haven't seen Man of Steel. I guess I gotta see that.
Man of Steel's good. Man of Steel's pretty fucking good.
I've never had any interest in Superman, really.
I like Superman. He's not my favorite fucking hero, but I think Superman gets too much shit these days, honestly.
Superman just seems too much of like a Mary Sue. He's too powerful.
But
he's
like,
too
he's
good.
Really well done in like certain comics too. You gotta understand. Like,
is he like? Does he have flaws? Is he like a flawed character, or is he always just Mr. Perfect?
No, he's not always just fucking Mr. Perfect. Like I feel like that's a big misconception that a bunch of people have. Anyway, I want to talk about something really controversial that's going to piss you off, because you're a massive stan of Metroid Dread, right?
Hell yeah, Metroid Dread is fucking awesome. In fact, you just made me want to play it more. Fuck you.
Kotaku is encouraging people to emulate it. Oh shit! it was bugging out for a second.
Whoa, why?
I don't. Well, they're not really encouraging people to do it. They're just being like, hey, Metroid Dread is already running great on Switch emulators.
I mean, that's actually not surprising to me. Metroid Dread is a really good game, but it does feel like it could have maybe been made on the 3DS if they'd have scaled back the graphics a bit.
It's clearly based on that game on the 3DS, right?
Right. I think it runs on a similar engine.
Like, well, why the fuck are they doing this though with a game that hasn't had an entry in like fucking a series that hasn't had an entry in like 14 years?
Yeah,
like,
this is okay. I see how you feel. I get it. The pirate in me though wants to be like, free software.
But with this game though, like with this game that has a lot
with
of,
this of all games,
like come on.
I want this game to sell well. I want Nintendo to want to put more money into this franchise because it absolutely deserves it.
Would I give as much of a shit about this if it was like, hey, the Diamond and Pearl remakes are already running great? Right? Yeah,
I'd be like, I'd be like, oh, cool. Maybe I should check that emulator out.
Yeah, yeah, maybe, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
By the way, we got 13 peeps watching right now. Drop a like if you like this shit. Maybe even share that shit out. Helps out a whole lot.
Hell yeah. Anyway. I get why, like, emulation news is news in the gaming community.
It is. No, it is. Like, I don't have an issue with them inherently talking about emulation news. I don't.
Right. And I mean, maybe they probably do put somewhere in the article that, like, make sure that if you're going to emulate it, guys, that you're obtaining your copies legally. But yeah, clearly, if people know they don't have to do that, they're not going to do that.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
I mean, I will say though, you have to have a good enough PC to run a Switch emulator. Like, and a Switch emulator on the PC isn't fucking portable anyway, so that kind of defeats the purpose.
Jamie, meet Melonz. Meet Saggy Melonz.
Hello.
Friend of mine. Hey,
Yo,
what's up?
what up?
What's going on?
Not much. Have you been watching, or you just kind of hop in just now?
I literally just hopped in.
All right. We're talking about a pretty interesting headline. We'll probably move on to something else in a bit, but Nintendo just put out this game, Metroid Dread, and people are already Kotaku's basically already encouraging people to go out and fucking emulate it, even though it's like the first entry in the franchise in like 14 years. So I'm kind of like, maybe not.
I will say this isn't explicit encouragement, but like
it's not. But like, I mean, come on, it's like it's dancing around encouraging.
Look, I'd feel better about them encouraging people to emulate the previous games in the franchise.
Sure, because like Nintendo doesn't sell those anymore. I'd be fine with that.
And like, if Nintendo was like shown that, hey guys, fucking old Metroid game emulation is spiking right now. People are downloading those ROMs like crazy because they want access to those old games. Maybe it would wake Nintendo up and go, oh, we should probably be fucking selling this on the Switch.
Definitely.
But all this is going to do
way more productive.
Yeah. All this is going to do, unfortunately, is actually make Nintendo go, oh, companies are people are already emulating our brand new games. We need to clamp down on emulation more. So this hurts a good game that needs to sell a lot, and this also hurts the emulation world because like Nintendo's gonna start clamping down more on that shit and like suing companies that produce ROMs. So
Kotaku's a piece of shit for publishing an article like this. Kotaku's a piece of shit for a number of reasons, like.
They should
fucking Saggy.
Kotaku just did a hit piece on the Amico, which was pretty interesting. And then after that, they put out a hit piece on the Amico. And then after that, they put out this garbage. And I'm sitting there like, Kotaku, what the hell are you doing with your lives?
They have a long history of being terrible, though. Like Jarbo will tell you about that.
No, I know. I've seen them, but like this week alone, like sometimes they'll put out decent pieces. Yeah. I'll give that to them. But like back to back garbage, and I'm sitting here like, and your friend has a point here. It's like they don't understand what idiot at Kotaku thought that it was a smart idea to go and say, yeah, guys, steal Nintendo games. You're telling people to steal from Nintendo, one of the biggest gaming companies out there, one of the OG companies out there.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that per se, but like,
I do have a problem when it's like a game that hasn't had an entry in a very long time.
Right.
Desperately needs the sales. Yeah.
Right. I mean, when it was Mario Galaxy 2, you know what? I was one of those people who pirated Mario Galaxy 2 because I mean, I couldn't afford it at the time anyway, but I was like, I'm not going to spend money on an expansion for a fucking game I already have. But like, and like Nintendo has a lot of shady business practices, and they don't give us access to a lot of the older games.
Nope.
Right.
And that's why I'm okay with people pirating the older games.
Exactly. I agree with you. That's what I was gonna say. Is yes, when it comes to emulating, I don't have a problem with emulators because it does allow people to play, especially the new generation, to get their hands on some classic games that no longer exist, really. But as far as like when I say that, I think it was stupid for them to do that in an article. It's like they are a source for these type of things.
A company that's supposed to be reputable.
Right. So if they're saying to especially when it comes to a new game, if they're saying, yeah, go ahead and you can emulate it, it's already being emulated. Yeah, it's part of gaming culture. I'm like, see, we know that. We know about pirating and things like that. We don't openly talk about it like that, like, because it just, it's stupid, especially when it comes to Nintendo or any gaming company. They don't want you to pirate their stuff. Like you said, if it's a new game, yeah, probably not smart to tell people to steal a new game. Emulators for old games, yeah, sure. You can't find them anymore. Nintendo can't even be mad about that.
Yeah.
They will be anyway, but
at this point, they're basically, not only are they hurting the sales of a new game, they're also narking to Nintendo. Because now Nintendo's going to be wanting to clamp down on the emulation shit more.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, no, I caught that point too. That's a really good point because, now it's ruining people from getting those older games because Nintendo's like, oh, people are still stealing from us? All right, now we got to put in some protocols here.
Have you guys seen that people have been memeing on Steve Harvey?
No. What?
You posted this fucking picture on Twitter, and people have been making fun of it because he looks like Dr. Octopus.
Oh God.
I did see that picture. I laughed my ass off. But listen, I'm all for it. Oh my God, no, that's hilarious, JoJo. Oh no.
Oh yeah, look, there he is, Steve Harvey. This is fucking great.
For the record, it's great. You know what's funny about this? Celebrities love being memed as long as it's tasteful, and these ones are pretty tasteful.
No,
these are all
funny. These are all fucking funny. Yeah,
they're hilarious.
No, he really does look like a fucking comic book character, though. Like this looks like a fucking outfit, like from an MCU movie. Like after they stopped being afraid of actually having a character accurate costumes and shit.
It's like if the Matrix was based in Ireland.
Riddle me this, Batman.
You'd be more for yes, but
oh my God, maybe Steve Harvey should be the fucking Riddler.
He should. You know what?
Yeah,
unironically, I think he'd be a good Riddler.
Even though he's got some dumb ideas, he'd be a fucking.
You know why he can't though? Because oh my God, you made the Riddler a black guy.
Who the fuck cares? No, I think people would get behind Steve Harvey as
those people. Yeah, those people are already being listened to less and less, and
that's true.
It honestly, I'm so sick and tired. Look, I get it if you want to bitch because you're unfairly giving this role to someone who doesn't deserve it. But if you're just gonna bitch any time a character's race has changed, you will objectively be causing us to miss out on some really good casting choices.
I mean,
and it sucks.
It's tough because I'm a black woman, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I think that the issue is, and I will always say this, I don't want them to race swap characters, but I do want them to introduce the characters that already exist in the universes, because there are so many characters that properly represent us that are out there. Why can't we get those characters? Because they're new stories that we haven't seen before. I don't want to see
where's Jon Stewart as Green Lantern.
I don't want to see a black Superman. How many times can we see a stupid Superman origin? I want to see the black Superman with a different story that's not Clark Kent.
Yeah, I agree with that, but the problem is those other properties don't fucking sell for whatever reason. And I don't know whether it's that the companies that hold those properties don't have any faith in them, and they know Superman, Batman. That's it.
Because
that's a part of it, but the culture doesn't accept it. A lot of times they do try to put out new properties, and no one no one cares.
When they actually tried, no one cared about the Black Panther character before the movie. No one, barely anyone cared about that fucking hero when it came to his comics. But when the movie came out, everyone started to fucking care, and that movie made fucking bank because people showed up and they felt inspired.
And
it was a fucking phenomenon.
And Chadwick was a great
actor. Yeah. Great fucking dude for the role. Rest in peace. But yeah, no, that's the fucking thing. There are people out there. There are actors for the job. There are people who could make this shit happen. They just need to invest the money in it.
Yeah,
there's no excuse.
Jamie is right. There is really that is the biggest problem, and Jamie hit it spot on. Is that these characters aren't known, and they don't know if they're gonna make these characters spend all this money on making a project and have no one interested in the Black Superman.
They gotta take a risk though. There's no reason not to.
They should. I just think we should be investing in new characters, yes, but I also don't think we should just be automatically resistant to change having an actor of a different race play a character, because honestly the race shouldn't matter. If someone would do a good job playing a certain role, I want to see them in the role. I don't care what their race is. I don't care
how I look at it. There's a point where someone's mannerisms can be so spot on that it just doesn't make a difference at all. It doesn't matter. So that's kind of how I look at it. If they're really, really good as the character, then who gives a fuck? I in most cases, I would prefer someone to look exactly like they look in the comic book, sure. But it doesn't have to be that case if they get the mannerisms down really, really well. If I can still buy them as the character, I don't care. That's how I feel.
Right, and cosplayers have to deal with that all the time too.
All the time, yeah, that's a good point.
I had to stop cosplaying because I was kind of bullied out of it because I'm a black chick trying to cosplay as characters that aren't black, and they have comments like, "You shouldn't cosplay as that character. That character's not black." I'm like, actually, this character is biracial. They're half black, so I don't know where that came from.
I mean, it's also bullshit because the character's race shouldn't be their fucking identity.
It really shouldn't.
Unless it's Black Panther, because they are based in Africa. So.
Well, sure, but
yeah,
like
there's exceptions like that.
What character's overarching identity, like it has the crucial element of, oh, they're white. Like how important is that usually to a character? Like, unless it's in the case of maybe like Bruce Wayne, who's like really rich in like the time period that he was rich and, inherited the money from his parents. Like, I guess it would make sense that Bruce Wayne would usually be a white guy. But like for most of these characters, like I don't think race is all that crucial to their character.
You want to know something interesting? In the Ultimate Universe, which is basically like an alternate take on the Marvel Universe that went on for a very long time, Tony Stark's a Latino. Pretty sure his name's Antonio Stark instead of Anthony. So
I mean, why not? If it still works, it works.
Exactly. Like there's plenty of times like that where it's just like, okay, it doesn't really make a difference if they want to do a different interpretation. Like, who the fuck cares? That's how I feel a lot of time. But like, just because of how things are like culturally right now, it's really important that you get someone who can really nail the mannerisms. If you're gonna race swap a character, it has to be a really good performance, or else people are gonna be like, hey, well, wait a minute, this sucks.
Well, RJ made a good point, because there are some instances where the race of a character is prominent in the story. Like, for example, like in Iron Fist, the character was white, and the point of them being white was like he was like taken in by Asian culture. And
well, right.
Yeah, that was why it was.
I get that. Although that could even be, I don't know, that could be a story told slightly differently through the perspective of a black dude who got brought up in Asian culture, and that would still be weird in similar ways. But no, I fully understand that, and that's why I'm saying, unless it's actually important to the character, I don't think it fucking matters.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I could even see arguments for Bruce Wayne being black or something, because, like, I mean, it's not like only white people can be rich or inherit wealth. Like, it can happen. And like, as long as the character is believable and it's played well, I don't fucking care.
I bet you Chadwick would have played a boss ass Bruce Wayne.
I think he would too, honestly. They need to do that. They the Marvel What If thing. They need to do T'Challa as Batman.
Damn,
I want to see that.
You know what? One day
I know the anti-SJWs would get pissed, but I still want to see it.
Well, the only reason why they couldn't do it is because T'Challa would be Black Panther, and unfortunately, but Bruce Wayne's DC.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh,
I do that all the time. I always think Spider-Man is DC for some reason. I'll always talk, and everyone calls me on it. I'll be like, "Yeah, I want to see, Spider-Man with the Justice League." They're like, "You do."
Oh my god,
Marvel,
I can't believe
right?
you said Saggy.
Honestly, if fucking Batman was part of the Marvel universe, I probably wouldn't pay any attention to DC whatsoever.
Wow.
You can't tell me you would not want to see some of the Marvel characters do a crossover to DC. It would be really interesting.
Look, I do think that could possibly, like, if both of the cinematic universes were successful instead of just the Marvel one being successful, I think that could have been possible. But like, no, like, there's no way. Marvel's not going to play ball with DC because they don't know what the fuck they're doing right now. It's sad but true. Hopefully, Blue Beetle's good.
By the way, Spherical Man, to answer your question, the first Joker that was cast in the Adam West, I believe he was Latino.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure. Let me look it up. I'm pretty sure somebody told me that the first Joker.
I know it was Catwoman, and that was like, a big step in like that direction of like race swapping characters, and people like her as Catwoman. So.
Yeah, Cesar Romero.
Cesar Romero, yeah.
Yeah, he was the one who played the original live action.
Oh, I didn't know he was Latino.
Oh. Yeah, he's not white. Yeah, that's why I said the original Joker was played by someone who wasn't white. I think when it comes to Joker, I don't think it really matters because you can put anyone in.
For a lot, like when you actually think about it, for a lot of characters, it doesn't matter. It's
that's my point. For a lot of characters, it really doesn't matter. Yeah, the Joker could be any fucking race.
I did want to talk about this real fast. So after 13 fucking years of being broken, Fallout 3 has been stripped of Games for Windows Live, which is basically Games for Windows Live is it's basically an application that used to be, part of how some games would run regarding Steam. Like you would buy a game on Steam, and then you would also have to fucking run it through Games for Windows Live. And this was a feature that was eventually fucking retired from Windows.
Oh, now that you bring that up, I do remember that because I bought Fallout 3 on Windows Live, and it like brought up that that games for Windows Live, and it was all weird, and I didn't like
clunky.
it.
It was terrible. No one ever liked it. It was like one of the most garbage things ever. And
I could barely play the game. Damn, so I can play the game now?
Yep, now you can finally play the game, and I'm going to be playing it probably on Twitch. Probably on Twitch.
This is good news.
Yeah, go check out.
I'm not a PC gamer, so I don't care.
I'm not a PC gamer either, but there's some game. I play everything on my fucking Switch, but whatever's not on the Switch, I got to play on PC or console. This is
very common on PC games these days. A lot of my fucking library on Steam that I got like 10 years ago is no longer fucking playable. It's sad, but true.
I mean, Fallout always did feel like a PC game, anyways. When I try to play it on console, it was okay, but I do feel like it has more mechanics.
No, but these games are made for PC. Console commands, ironically enough, are only something that you can do on PC. And,
it only barely functions on like Xbox.
Yeah, because like so many fucking quests and shit are broken on this game, just in general, that you need console commands to fix some of the stuff. Go in and manually trigger stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's consolist. I'm very upset with that they're discriminating against console gamers.
They are.
It's an even bigger discrimination against you when you realize that they literally, just to troll you, called them console commands, and they're not available on console. They're only available.
Yeah, that is true. And it's bullshit. You can't even just plug in a fucking keyboard and
I know,
do them.
Right? There's no reason why they shouldn't be able to do that.
Don't get me wrong. I appreciate that, they try to help us out with the, with aim assist in certain games, but sometimes the aim assist fucks you more than anything. Oh my God. You know how many times I got like murked because my aim assist is like, oh, hey, a person's over here. Let me auto aim to the person I'm not trying to aim at. And I'm just like, really? And this is supposed to help me as a gamer? I'd rather just try this on PC, although I think I would just suck at PC.
So this game was broken for years and years. I almost bought it like a couple weeks, it was a couple months ago, because I figured this out a couple months ago that this game was broken, and I was so pissed off, and I never imagined a million years that it would only take like a couple months to actually get fixed after 13 years. The likelihood of that is very slim.
I've actually had it for like 2 years, and I've been wanting to play it on PC so I could like mod it or whatever.
You should play it on the rejects. We can both play it on the Stone rejects.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
See what different choices we make and stuff. That'd be cool.
Wait, is New Vegas also broken, or is that one fine?
Funnily enough, the game that's way fucking better, allegedly, is the one that actually fucking still works.
Yeah. I mean, New Vegas is a dope game too.
Seems like a much better game.
I want but by the way, I want these games on the Switch. I'm sorry, I know that's unrelated to anything else we're talking about, but I just want that on the record that these games need Switch ports already. I mean, come the fuck on.
No, I agree.
Skyrim is on the fucking Switch. Give us one fucking Fallout game on the Switch. Stop acting like it's not possible.
Damn.
So
sorry, I get pissed at Nintendo.
No,
I want my portable games.
Yes, I hear you. I mean, I'm giving Nintendo some props though. They've been very, very, very strict with not doing crossover platform games. But they've been opening up a little bit. Like they've been having more crossover games lately. So I gotta give it to them there.
Look at that, Jamie.
I'm an animator. I'd like to do some anime shit.
It's an aimer. It's an aimer, not a. It's an aimer.
Oh, aimer. I thought it said anime. Oh,
anime.
I'm an aimer. I'd like to do some aimer shit. Okay.
Aimer shit.
For the record, I read it as anime at first too.
I'm a gamer.
I'm an aimer. I aim stuff.
I'd like to say some gamer words.
Some
gamer words. I like gamer words.
Those are bad. So there's something really crazy that I wanted to touch upon real fast. I don't know if you'll have any opinions on this, Saggy, but the majority of Trump voters now in favor of seceding from the union. So there's a poll conducted, at least in this poll, the majority of Trump voters, and quite a few, I believe it was like 4 out of 10 Biden voters, which is quite a lot, are in favor of us splitting the country in half. Wow, what a surprise. It's almost like I predicted this for months.
I mean, y'all know I'm anti-division shit, and I'm definitely anti-borders, so making more borders is bad, in my opinion.
We're making an entire fucking stream. I'm still working on it where we actually do divide up the country, and I talk about hypothetical, 5 or 6 countries.
Yeah.
Let's just put them on an island.
an island.
I'll have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, just put them on a listen. This is not my thoughts on people like this. If you want division so bad, y'all get your money together, buy an island, and go the fuck away.
Well, here's my problem with that. Think of kids right now who are born to like dipshit Republican QAnon Trump supporting assholes, transphobic, homophobic parents who are like extremely conservative Christian, and their kids, like right now in America, if you don't agree with what your parents believe, you can, you can get away from that. If we give them their own state, their own island, their own whatever, their kids have no way out. They're trapped there. Yeah, and like we can't reach these people. We can't like change their minds. Some of the worst people, like I get people are fucking horrible, but people can still have their minds changed. Like, but if we wall ourselves off, like we greatly decrease the chance of being able to do that shit.
So the big concern that I have, and like I'll get into it in the goddamn episode, but because it's going to be a very long and arduous conversation, but it should be an interesting one.
Yes.
But like the biggest point of contention I have here is like I'm afraid that like if people don't advocate for this to be done in like a peaceful manner, then it's going to be done in like a violent manner by people.
I think you have a little too much. They accuse me of being too optimistic. I think this is where you're being a little too. You have a little too much faith in people, because I think the only way that any secessionary action will be able to take place in the world we live in today, I think it can only be a contentious split. I don't think it could be. I don't picture like Democrats and Republicans, for example, coming together and saying, "All right, let's have a cordial agreement to like split up the country, but have like fair rules and shit, and allow people to be able to go back and forth, and we'll still be civil." And I don't see that happening. I really don't. Not with the fascists that support Trump.
Well, what's the alternative then? Like, if that's not going to happen, what's the alternative?
The alternative is continue working to better the country and change minds.
No, that's not going to happen if these opinions. That's not going to happen if these opinions go up.
The problem, though, is that it's called the United States of America, and people are like, for some reason, people forget that, and they're focused on how to just keep everyone divided. And I will say this until I am good, long, and dead. It'll be engraved on my gravestone, is that they want us divided, because the last thing our government wants us, right, the last thing our government wants for us to do is to be unified and go and look at them like, hey, we have some questions and concerns. Yeah. They don't want us united. So I guarantee you, they are loving that there are people who want to split our country.
Oh yeah,
they want us to be split because they're keeping us split.
Absolutely. If we're divided, then we can't be united against them. We can't be united against the powers that seek to oppress us. If the only enemy we see is each other. Right. And that's what they want. And that's why I don't want further division. Because in America today,
people are ever going to stop like looking at their fellow countrymen as their enemy, like in this country. Honestly, I don't see it happening.
But like in America today, we can convince people that share our ideas. Like I said, like we can convince, like there might be some old ass dipshit redneck bigot. Right. But maybe he has a few kids, and maybe those kids are a little more fucking reasonable, and maybe we can use them as part of our movement. Maybe we can convince them and pull them away from that extremist shit and teach people to be more reasonable. Like I believe that these are possibilities, and these aren't things that we should let go of just because there are some people that are so different. The fact is, and here's the thing, there's a reason why it's the Trump supporters that really badly want to secede right now. And this is a fact. They are losing. Culturally, they're losing. Fascists are fucking losing.
Well,
Bigots are fucking losing.
This poll still says there's a decent amount of Biden supporters who are in favor of doing
No,
this.
sure, I get that. And those are people, probably the people that are frustrated by the existence of the Trump supporters and their extremism. And I get that. But the fact that those people need to remember too is that they are losing. They're losing the culture war. They lost their little fascist uprising attempt. It didn't work. They tried their insurrection. It failed. And so we got to remember that, and we got to remember that overall we can defeat these bad ideas with good ideas, and it's worth doing. It's a thing worth doing.
We gotta let we gotta let a special someone in, Jamie.
Jamie, I'm obsessed with you.
Oh, what's up, Jarbo?
Oh, thank you.
Hey, what's going on, everyone?
How you doing, Jarbo?
You smell, Jarbo. Why are you here?
I just took a shower.
I don't believe you at all. You took a shower. You still smell like stank ass. What the hell?
That's called musk, baby.
Imagine.
All right, that's what. As the person with the most testosterone here, I'm gonna tell you right now that it is absolute musk.
I believe
Elon.
I probably.
You can call it Elon. That's what you can call it.
I probably have more testosterone than you.
No, that's just because you have a larger cum rag than me doesn't mean you have more testosterone.
Oh my god, that's why are you gonna go? Oh, I can't.
Sorry, that's I can't even make that joke because she eats it. Let's be fair. That's what goes in the bubble tea.
Listen, leave my bubble tea alone.
I love to corrupt bubble tea.
Oh my god,
because it fucks with her so hard.
Face.
Bubble tea is gross.
What? Okay, I used to be obsessed with you, Jamie. Now we're fighting.
Wow, yeah. All you need to do is insult bubble tea for
I've never. I don't know. It's not terrible.
Where are you from?
I've never loved it. I'm from Toronto.
Oh, that's why you guys don't.
Wait, that's why? How's that why?
Because they don't have good bubble. Listen, the best bubble tea is out here. We have all the great, the amazing Asians out here. Oh my God, Asian! No, I'm telling you, the Asian people out here, and they know it because when I say to them all the time, they know that they have the best food out here. Because they're legit Asian people making Asian food the way they would make it in their countries.
Yeah. No, there's a shit ton of Asian people here. I live in Scarborough, which is a very Asian part of Toronto. But like, I don't know. I've just never been a huge fan. I don't hate it. I've had good bubble tea. I've had bad bubble tea.
So I want to touch upon one other thing real fast, just to like wrap up the little political segment that we've got here.
All right.
Oh man.
Is that why you brought Jarbo in? Political thing?
Well, no, I mean Jarbo just hopped in.
I mean, you invited me.
That is true. I just true,
like let's at least be fair here. I have a DM on Discord that's like, if you're free, feel free to come on by there, buddy. Like, yeah, no problem.
That is true. That is true.
I'm not.
Yeah, Manny, you lied to me. You came to me before the show and begged me to allow Matt on the show tonight, and I was like, I don't know. We have very specific thing planned, and you were like, no, come on. Matt's like begging me right now. He came to me on his hands and knees begging me for a fucking spot on the show. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it.
You see how I know full of shit that was? Because I was just in bed playing a video game, and then I was like, then I decided I got to go get ready for my own stream.
By the way, Jamie, that would not be a reason why Jarbo would be on his hands and knees. I'm just saying.
Oh shit.
Listen, that Switch OLED ain't gonna buy itself, all right?
Oh yeah, that did come out today.
Fuck the OLED. I got a perfectly good Switch right here.
Yeah, the OLED seems stupid. I think it's.
I want a Switch Pro, bitch.
What the fuck is that?
Give me a Switch with like more RAM and they can play better games.
Well, I mean, yeah, no, I hear you on that one. I think Nintendo absolutely likes to just kind of be a dick.
I just want to bring up, like, we've already got like Newsweek and other I've seen other multiple articles being like, is it going to be Donald Trump versus Joe Biden again?
Oh my God.
Look, if that actually happens, I'm gonna like I don't know what to think about our democracy anymore. Like, you have to get like a consecutive same two candidates.
I won't know either. I remember promising to eat some really odd objects if that ended up being the case. So I'm gonna have.
I don't think that's gonna happen. To be honest with you.
Well, okay, what do you think?
I don't either.
No,
but a question.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
I just want to ask a question. I'm not a political person, so I don't know politics. This might sound stupid as hell for me to ask, so please forgive me in advance. But like, why the fuck Is Trump still right? He was president. He's not president anymore. Why is it still
he's
like
the only
a
good
topic?
thing that the GOP has had like
it's
ever.
Like he's not even a president. I don't see people still talking about Obama like this.
Because he's obsessed with power. Trump is a fascist, and he's desperate to seize power however the fuck he can. Like, yeah, and his supporters.
But he can't even be president again. He served his time.
He can. He only
served one term.
Oh, he served. I thought it really was only one.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah, I know. It felt like a long time. I know it felt like
a long time.
Years,
so wait. Oh, okay. So he's trying to. Oh, wait. So question. If a president served only one, and they
can run again.
He can run again.
Oh, so he's gonna try. Okay, that's why.
It's never happened before. I don't think so. But
I mean, Trump has fully admitted if he could be president for life, he would be.
What were you saying, Jarbo?
Well, what I was going to say is the Trump, it's not necessarily that Trump wants to be president again because he wants power. He wants to be president again because he wants that executive privilege and the protection that it affords.
Right. Yeah. No, that is true.
Like, I mean, above all else, like, you know, he hated the job. Let's be fair. He hated the job because he didn't want it. And then he, you know, and then he kind of was like, well, no, wait, hold on here. Like, I can do, you know, then he wanted it because he felt the power that came from it. Right. But in reality, just last week, he went to a federal judge and got on his hands and knees and was begging for that federal judge to come back and just go, yeah, Twitter, you need to give Donnie his account back. Okay. No, he literally did this. He literally did this. Like, he went to a federal judge to get them to order Twitter. Like, bitch, you ain't president no more. And even then, a federal judge can't do that. You know,
I don't think there's any question that he's going to try and run again. I think that's pretty clear at this point, crazy as it might be.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I think no. He can't. Here's the thing. He can't even make the announcement until after the midterms next year, right? So he can't even make the formal announcement until after 2022, November 2022. So right now, all he's doing is he's hinting. If you notice, it's all a tease.
Yeah,
he's not saying that he is. He's holding his rallies. Everyone out there is thinking that he is. The GOP isn't going to run anybody else, even remotely close, if he decides he wants to run again. But the reality of it is, he's going to milk the money out of this. He made over $250 million after the election by claiming that it was stolen. Never mind the fact that in court documents, like Rudy Giuliani has admitted now that he got all of his information from Facebook fucking memes. Go figure on that one. You know, a lot of those people that were trying to argue election interference can't argue that shit anymore because they know that it's bogus. And so he can't run on that. He'll try, but the Arizona audit took votes away from Donald Trump and gave them to Joe Biden. All the audits have fucking failed. Even Cyber Ninjas, the people that they were that the Arizona GOP hired to go through and conduct the audit, even they're like, yeah, we're not doing any other audits for you guys. Fuck you. Like, they out. So the whole thing is crumbling down, but he's going to run it until the very last moment.
I bet you, my theory is.
Sorry, by the way, I didn't mean to overtalk you.
My theory is real quick too, is that he's going to run again. He's going to win. And that's it.
No,
I don't think so.
See, here's the thing. There's the other thing is, like, there is a lot crashing down around Trump. He's committed a lot of fraud. He's committed tax fraud and shit. He's in a lot of legal trouble, and he wants the executive power to be able to, like, pardon himself or whatever. He wants the power that comes with the presidency, and he wants it back. So he's gonna try to, he's gonna do this, like, he's gonna posture at being able to run again, but I don't think he's gonna win. I don't think it's possible for him to win. I don't think he's even trying to win. I think he's just trying to make as much money as he can to, like, fight his legal battles.
I agree.
Well, remember, that was what he wanted to do last time, and he still won.
Right.
You know,
and so I think he's gonna win because he also still, for some reason, still has a lot of supporters, and on top of that,
yeah, but those supporters are dwindling, and they're not going to make up the electoral that he needs.
Right.
I think it also depends on how Biden does this term.
Here's the thing. We've only really talked about, like, one part of the fucking coin when it comes to this conversation. Are we really going to see Biden seek a second term? Is that going to happen?
Yes.
Because, like, People are talking as if that's a thing that's probably not going to happen. When
I don't think. I think it could go either way. I think it depends if Biden steps down or if like. I don't know. I think Biden could reasonably be primaried at this point. Like, there's a lot of sentiment that like Biden sucks, and like there's still like the centrist doomer leftist position of like Biden's just as bad as Trump. Guys, look how terrible Biden is. We might as well have just had Trump. Like, I think like that rhetoric used effectively could convince enough people,
especially now that he's been president.
Right.
Like,
I honestly see this is what I wish Bernie was like still a viable candidate at this point, because I think at this point Bernie would have a real shot at actually beating Biden in the primary.
He'd only survive like half a term and then he'd die.
He's more healthy than Biden, though.
He is. That's true.
If we're discussing the idea that Biden could seek a second term,
we've had a shit ton of old presidents, even though we shouldn't. I'd rather go with one that's like Bernie than
I like
Trump
Bernie.
or Biden.
Bernie memes have been the best thing in the internet. By the way, I just want to say I don't think I can vote for Biden because, according to him, black people don't know how to use the internet.
I mean, he
no,
Biden has definitely
wait,
said some dumb things, but
you ain't black then, because if you don't vote for Biden, you ain't black.
Yeah, I'm not black because I didn't vote for Biden.
Anyway, speaking of that,
speaking of being black, what?
No,
Corn Pop voted for Biden.
I don't have a good fucking segue in all honesty, but
what's the next topic? I'll get a good segue.
Oh my god, I wish I owned a fucking Segway sometimes. I could do like vlogs on my Segway.
I had a hoverboard, then they busted
you're like,
my
hey
ass.
guys, I'm walking down to Dunkies. Right?
Can you stop dissing on Dunkies? Dunkies is amazing. You need to stop.
Hey, listen, I have had Dunkin' Donuts. They were on the West Coast for a while.
Whatever.
They're better than fucking Starbucks. That's
Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, yeah. I mean, Krispy Kreme is a thing too, but I honest to God, I don't think I've ever had a fresh Krispy Kreme.
You know, there's more to Massachusetts than Dunkin' Donuts. Okay,
there is. There's more than Dunkin'.
What, racism?
What are you talking about?
It's not common, Matt. It's not that fucking common. I guarantee you. You know
it's
what?
It's not that common. My ass.
You're thinking about. You know what?
It is? No, homelessness, Jarbo. I'll tell you
Anna, he's talking about like Southie when Southie was racist as hell.
Well, I mean, like, here's the fucking thing, you know.
But that was like in the 90s.
Listen, all of you fucks, you had a tea party and you think you're hot shit. Okay, like that's it. All right, get with the times. Boston has like the worst type of municipal roadway I've ever seen in my entire life. It is.
When are you coming out here, Jarbo?
Yeah,
when I'm coming out there, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll make my way back to Boston. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute since I've been there.
Iced coffee at Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to Dunkies, huh? Gonna go out there.
All I fucking know is that Tim Hortons is GOAT. All right.
You know, when I was in Vancouver, British Columbia, 5 years ago, I was there for a cruise, and we had 3 hours to kill in Vancouver. And a couple of YouTubers that I knew popped over from BC, and I was all like, "Where do you want to go?" And I'm like, "I want to go to a Timmy's. I've never been to a Timmy's." And they're like, "Yeah, but a Starbucks is right there." I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm like, I live in the States. I've been to Starbucks. I've never been to a Timmy's." And we ended up going to Starbucks for 2.5 hours, just talking. But I was like, "God damn it! I have to make my way somewhere to find a Timmy's."
That's my biggest pet peeve about people. Is dope. My biggest pet peeve about people who go on vacation is like they'll go to some like new place. Sometimes it's out the country, and they'll go to like a fucking McDonald's. Like, bro, you're in another country. Do not go to an American fucking food chain.
Actually, all things considered, you should.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
McDonald's is different in a lot of places.
Yeah. Like in Saudi Arabia, there's like or in India, all the Indian McDonald's don't have any beef.
Right, but my whole thing is like in Japan, my friends used to go to Japan all the time, and they told me they were like, you should come to Japan. And I was like planning a trip one time, and they were like, yeah, if we go there, like don't eat at any like American establishments like KFC or McDonald's. I was like, why? They're like, because they don't use the same stuff we do, and you're gonna get violently sick. And I was like, why? And they're like, because we use different stuff in our food that our bodies are used to, and when you put something
Bad
else,
stuff predominantly.
right, bad stuff. So when you put their stuff in it, it's gonna make you sick. He's like, everybody who's come here to eat at McDonald's, we got so violently sick.
That's really
American
weird.
Food is garbage. I will say, Canada has better food standards than America.
Y'all just smother mayonnaise on everything. It's just like, what the fuck?
No, like fucking McDonald's in fucking America makes me sick. Like I can't eat it. It's garbage. But like now that I'm back in Canada, like I can eat McDonald's again. It's not the worst
I wonder
thing.
what the difference is. Probably some significant ones. Let's be honest.
I think it's because like we use a lot of grease and stuff in our food, and other countries don't use like all that stuff.
I love that shit though.
Right, but our bodies are used to it. That's the thing. So when you put something, when you're
it's bad for you. Why do you think Americans are all so fat?
I'm not.
Because fucking. I mean,
well, as a rotund American,
like a weird metabolism.
Well, it's not that. The reason why Americans are fat is because healthy food costs more than gross food, and that's the problem too. It's like
that is true. That is the big problem.
That is very true.
You could get a salad at McDonald's, and it's more money than a friggin' burger.
And it's also actually worse for you than like a fucking Big Mac, by the way, because of salad dressing. People don't realize how terrible for you salad dressing is.
You gotta dress that shit up. It needs to be more.
No, you don't, man. You don't. You just gotta have the right. You gotta sit there and like just put on the right ingredients and shit.
Salad, Jarbo. It's
Thousand Island dressing. Go F yourself.
Ranch? Are you kidding me? Ranch has given more people cardiac arrest than actual fucking heart disease.
Ranch dressing.
Okay.
Ranch dressing, honey mustard are godsends. You shut your lying mouth.
Whatever.
Right
it's just look. Ranch dressing is literally just like jizz from a ranch.
Honey mustard's good.
Why does everything when we talk about food, he always thinks that food, right? It always comes back
because it's protein, and we all need more of it.
What is it with you and jizz rags, Jarbo?
I think Matt
know.
just wants to drink some jizz.
No. That shit smells nasty.
From sex.
So it's
you're just obsessed with other people eating it.
You know what? Listen, I'm not going to kink shame anybody for what they're into, nor should anyone kink shame me for what I'm into. Not that I'm admitting to anything.
I'm gonna start sending very sus videos to Jarbo now.
No. I'm just saying it's like, look, realistically speaking, ranch dressing is terrible for you. Thousand Island, Italian, all that stuff. You put a little bit of Parmesan cheese on a salad, some pepper, some crushed red peppers. You can get a really good taste out of that motherfucker. The problem also is the ingredients that go into a lot of these salads. Like iceberg lettuce is fucking disgusting, right? It's disgusting. It's just it's flavorless. It's filler. Romaine is the good shit though, but romaine costs a premium.
And also it like tends to get problems in it sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, Italian dressing, you can make your own Italian dressing and it's not that bad.
Romaine lettuce is boss.
Ken of Dark Machines says Jarbo is the kind of guy that jerked off with a McChicken. Dude, I fucking remember that. What? That was funnier than shit when that guy made a video of him beating off into a McChicken. I don't know why it was funny.
It
was just no, it was real. It was real. It was like going around Twitter one day. Like
yeah,
it was fake.
No, I don't know. I don't fucking.
I've seen it. No, that was
like the dude like literally like just went to town on a McChicken. It's like
I've found videos on Pornhub of that's a thing where people have sex with food, and there was like this Japanese guy who literally has sex with like a watermelon, a cantaloupe, a honeydew. Like he has sex with food, and I'm just like,
but I mean like that's not uncommon though. It's like the whole like warming up a watermelon in the oven to have sex with it is like it's an old school thing.
That's not uncommon. That's an old school.
That's not.
Thing.
It's I should say when it's not uncommon. I don't know how often it happens. I personally have never found like the desire.
Did you ever have a friend who did it?
No. But like it popped up in pop culture back in the day before fleshlights were really a thing. Like when everyone's like, just beat off into your freaking sock, man. Like you want to get athlete's foot on your dick? Like no. And then at the same time, are you going to use a clean sock to nut into? No, because like you know what, they come in pairs. Okay, and then you're just upsetting the natural balance of things.
Poor Anastasia.
I mean, you could always save the second one for the next time.
Yeah.
Listen, but that's gonna because that throws it off because you unless you're a really horny teenager that's gonna do it 8 times in a day or whatever.
Got his foot pregnant, y'all.
No.
It's like a massive fucking investment. Who the fuck's gonna buy a melon just for that fucking?
No, dude, it's like go watch the movie. I think it's Me, Myself, and Irene, and there's a joke about it in there. There's a couple of movies from the 90s that made fun of it. Also, like people heat up a cantaloupe and do the same thing to a cantaloupe. I've heard that.
Wait,
you
have you
know.
ever seen the grapefruit technique?
Oh God.
Oh yeah, I've seen the grapefruit technique. That shit. Listen. As a straight man, I enjoy. That doesn't do anything for me. That just sounds like she's trying to get to like, okay, imagine like Saggy trying to get that last bubble, last boba at the bottom of her bubble tea. It's just going to sound like the worst sucking sound on the planet. That's what the grapefruit technique is. It's just, you know, it's just, what is this shit? Oh my God, are you trying to like fucking suck start a leaf blower? What the fuck is happening?
Dude, the last boba is hard to get.
You know what though? Here's one thing I'll say about that. It's like it was a revolutionary fucking video. You know, it changed.
It was just like, listen. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and like shame anyone who wants, because you know what? Like spicing up the love life, I get that. But at the same time, grapefruit is citrus, and if you got any kind of cut or any kind of open wound anywhere near that area of your body, it's gonna get fucking in there, and that's not gonna be good. Like that's not gonna be fun. It's like the
opposite of pleasurable.
Yeah, it's like, have anyone here with testicles ever like spritzed cologne on your balls? That shit fucking hurts.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
You know, it's like, oh, I want my junk to smell nice for some reason, because you know.
No, you don't.
So moral of the story. By the way, we're
gonna wrap this shit up in just a bit.
Well,
so
I was just gonna say a little tip for men: baby powder, if it's But anyways,
yeah.
Wait, what?
What? Baby powder down there.
Okay, hold on. Explain this to me, because I actually haven't heard this method. What are we talking about?
No. You're talking about like when men are sitting there saying that they want their junk to smell nice, then just use baby powder because it's not. Baby powder because it has a nice pleasant scent. And it's not too strong, and it's not gonna like burn you down. They just put baby powder down there.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, that's also, I mean, if you were like, let's say it's a hot day and you're chafing and you're like, you know, you're rubbing your thighs together.
But that's also a plus. But it's also like for scent as well.
Wait, we're talking about chafing?
Wait. But I mean, like, hold on. See, because now I'm just curious. All right, now you got the noggin a jogging here. All right. So my question then becomes: are we talking about just as a general scent remover and cooling situation? Because, you know, baby powder is cooling and whatever. It's
it keeps shit nice and dry.
Yeah, it keeps you from chafing. Trust me, I have 2 children. I had to buy baby powder yesterday. And so are we talking about that for just a general hygiene sake, or like?
Yeah, well, because think about it, like that area, like it sweats. That's what.
Yeah. But I mean, like,
so
you wouldn't go. Like you wouldn't like, let's say you're on like vacation, like you're at Disneyland, and you douse your nuts with a little bit of baby powder, and then like, you know, your missus is feeling a little frisky afterward. Like you wouldn't go straight into it, because, you know, like unused baby powder, if you overdo it on the baby powder, it turns into pearls. Like it clumps up on itself.
That's why you don't overdo it.
Yeah, but come on, this is Americans we're talking about here. Do you really think they have portion control?
Everything. Yeah. Wait, follow the directions on the ingredients label? No way. Never.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's like, you know, it's gonna look like fucking Christmas in July when you take
baby powder is meant to be kind of like in those areas anyway. And on top of that, like sprays, even for women, like you're not supposed to put anything there. It actually, like, especially with women, you're not supposed to put anything. Like mostly, they tell you if you go to the doctors, just water, not even soap, nothing. You're supposed to, like, because that's what usually causes women to have problems in that area, because it's not supposed to have anything foreign in it. So when women were using those like douches and all that stuff, that was actually harming their personal hygiene. It was messing with their pH balance, which usually causes, I'm sorry for everybody in the chat, but yeast infections. That's why the doctors tell you not. Right. That's why they tell you not to do that stuff. And technically speaking, women aren't supposed to shave because the hair is there for protection. It's supposed to keep things out of it. So again, when it comes to personal hygiene, like things
like Under Armour.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Under Armour.
But when it comes to personal hygiene, yes, baby powder is probably your best bet for that stuff, because it's meant for those parts.
True.
All right. You know what? That's the episode. That's the fucking episode. Jarbo's gonna go do his stream.
Listen, I like to come in, and I come in like Miley Cyrus. You know what I mean? At the end, I always
like a wrecking ball.
Yeah, like a wrecking ball.
I'm gonna go join Jarbo. I'll post the link in the fucking chat. Go check that shit out. We'll continue the party over there.
Suck my balls. I don't know.
The beaver needs fur. I love it. Yes, the beaver needs fur.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, the beaver also needs to eat wood.
Shut up, Jarbo. You smell. Bye.
Jarbo smells.
Peace, y'all.